Mr. Transformers 96 here in the video, which I had to make because I'm very excited about a possible casting announcement that was just revealed, and that is Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, the villain that's going to be in the main villain of Spider-Man Homecoming 2. So now, at the moment, from what I'm aware, this is not confirmed yet. The deal hasn't been signed. I did see one outlet that said it was. However, I cannot find a reliable one like Deadline or Variety that has confirmed it yet. So I'm going to treat it as it's not, the deal's not done yet. But it does seem like Jake Gyllenhaal is in the final stages of talks to play Mysterio in Spider-Man Homecoming 2, which is incredibly exciting. Something that I typically don't do videos on, however, I had to do it in this case. And yeah, so I just want to give you my thoughts on the matter and kind of how I hope they go about Mysterio and things like that. So first of all, just started off with the fact that Mysterio is the villain is incredibly exciting to me. I'm a huge Spider-Man villain fan. I love villains, first of all. Spider-Man villains are one of my favorites, and of the Spider-Man villains, Carnage is my favorite villain. He's my favorite Marvel character, but a close second is Mysterio, as and Mysterio, and just in general, is probably in my top 3 to 5 favorite Marvel characters. So I'm just, first of all, extremely stoked to actually get a live-action version of Mysterio, and then, I would really expected of nobody to be cast as Mysterio. Obviously, with their, at least in the comics, their costume design, there's not a whole lot of things that you think would be enticing for a high caliber actor to play him. However, with Jake Gyllenhaal is a very high caliber actor. First of all, he's very well respected. He's been in several movies that are really beloved, and a lot of them award contenders, such as, although Nightcrawler didn't have the award contention that it should have, or for how popular and how respected it is, but Nightcrawler is an excellent film, which of course he stars in. Donnie Draco and Prisoners, he was in, like this year he was in Life. He did an interesting one. What was it called? Oh, I can't remember. I'm blanking on it now, but it was a very weird movie. But anyway, he's a great actor. I do really like him just in general. So the fact that he would be playing Mysterio is incredibly exciting, and it must mean that they are doing something special with this character. Jake Gyllenhaal isn't going to sign up to play a goofy villain with a fishbowl on his head. There must be, the route that they plan to take Mysterio in must be very enticing, which is quite nice to hear. Just if you don't know, Mysterio in the comics is a special effects, like a practical special effects person in Hollywood who decides to take on a life of crime and use his special effects knowledge to help guide him in illusions to do his crimes. So it's a very cheesy gimmick, but I love Hollywood and film, so I just in general I gravitate towards him because that's the arena that he's from, and I've always loved the look of his costume. I always felt that you could do so much with him in the confines of the artwork in the comics and things like that, and in TV shows. So just he's a very visually pleasing character in my opinion. Now his costume is a little goofy, just to be in the real world. So I'll be very interested to see how they update his costume. I could see them getting rid of the cape, to be quite honest. I hope that there is some sort of a cape. My biggest thing though is the fishbowl helmet. They don't need to actually have it be like a full pearl fishbowl, but I do hope that he is wearing a helmet in general, even if you can see his face through it. I hope that he does have a clear or a pearlescent head helmet, even if it's not completely round. Even if it's just something that's more form-fitting, something that's more logical, something like that. That would be nice. Although with a high caliber actor, you're not going to want to cover their face too much, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see the route that they take, because I could definitely see them just really redesigning his costume in general, and keeping the color scheme the same, and just a few little hints here and there for the fans. But I'm hoping that it does stay somewhat true to the comics. I think that they did a wonderful job of Vulture in general, his look and his character. Because in the comics, Vulture, his backstory isn't very interesting. It's been redesigned for some TV shows, which has been more interesting. However, the most interesting it's ever been was Homecoming, because in that movie, they took the character Vulture and they turned him into a literal vulture that would pick over the scraps of battles and then outfit the tech that he finds and then sells it to criminals. I mean, that's just a wonderful reimagining of the character. So I hope that they have something like that in mind for Mysterio, where they really reinvent reinvigorate the character in a smart way that fits who that character is. Because that's exactly what they did with the Vulture, and they did a wonderful job, and they got a high caliber actor to play the Vulture, Michael Keaton. So it's excellent to see, you know, the Spider-Man, or at least the Sony division, who's you know, now, since they really can't do anything with Spider-Man in the Avenger films, they're really just confined to the extra, you know, characters in the universe, like the Venom movie they have coming up, and then the individual Spider-Man movies. So I am glad to see that that they are taking such care in the villains, it seems, because they did a wonderful job with Vulture, and considering they're doing Mysterio with an actor who's you know, very intrigued in the role, that would only be intrigued if it was a decent role for them. It's great to see, because Jake Gyllenhaal has been really long wanted to be the next Batman. I mean, there's been so many roles that people have wanted him to play in a superhero film, so for him to gravitate towards Mysterio is very odd, and I've seen some people actually very disappointed about it because they feel like it's a waste of Jake Gyllenhaal. For me, though, of course, I'm a huge Mysterio fan, so it couldn't be any better for me personally. But I am extremely excited to see how this character is going to be redesigned, both character's perspective and the artistic look of him as well in the film. A couple years ago, actually, with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Electro was announced as the villain, I did some concept sketches for what I'd like to see, like, the movie Electro look like, and I actually, you can watch the video because I still have it up, and I made a video just like this, but I showed him, and I got so close to what he actually looks like. Like, I had people comment after, like, it was shown what he looks like, about how close my design was. I also kind of got into it at that time, and I started doing it for other characters. I did one for Mysterio, too. I imagined him in the Amazing Spider-Man world. I imagined him as redesigning his suit to be like, he stole the suit, but the suit was originally designed for as like an enhanced version for SWAT teams, and it had more of a SWAT team type of look, which would allow me to keep like a helmet version, and then also would allow the gas to like spray out of the wrist gauntlets, you know, and you know, it would be used for more of like sleeping gas and things like that. Sorry, I ran out of space there, but like I was saying, I designed the suit to like spray sleeping gas and things like that, something that, you know, SWAT teams would use, and had the tech be more off of what a SWAT, what an advanced SWAT suit would be like if like Oscorp made one. So that was kind of how I imagined the suit. Of course, who knows how he'll get the suit in the new movie, and of course it'll heavily, you know, depend on what the character is going to be all about. So we'll have to see, though. I'm incredibly excited about this news. It's been a long time since I've been this excited for casting news, and just for news about a character in a film, just because you know, Carnage and Mysterio are two characters that I've wanted to see in a movie since I was a little kid, when the original Spider-Man movies were coming out. Like, those were the characters that I wanted to be the villains. And it's taken so long that they've really, like, they've done a lot of villains, and none of them are my favorites, to be quite honest. Like, Green Goblin, oh, you know, I take that back. Electro I really like. Electro was the first time that they did a villain that I really enjoyed in the comics. However, I enjoy Mysterio and Carnage much more, and you know, it's rumored the Carnage will be shown in the Venom movie, so I couldn't be any more excited about that. And now with Mysterio played by Jake Gyllenhaal, it's perfect. And Vulture is set to return, apparently, as Michael Keaton is going to return, so it'll be very interesting to see in what capacity, if he joins Mysterio, or if he maybe has a bit of a change of heart, considering at the end of Homecoming, you know, Vulture decided not to reveal Parker's identity, and you know, possibly he kind of, you know, understands where Parker came from. But it'll be interesting. I hope that they are gearing up for the Sinister Six at some point, because I'm a huge Sinister Six fan. The movie was supposed to come out 2 years ago, but when the Amazing Spider-Man series bombed, basically, that went out the window, unfortunately. So I am hoping that they are bringing it back, and this is a great first step, because I'm super excited for the character and the casting. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of this possible casting, as well as the fact that Mysterio is the new villain in this new movie. Let me know what you guys think of both of those facts, and thanks so much for watching.